How did you begin meeting with other local pastors? Was that one of the things that you did in the first years, or that you later on in the?
The fact that I came to replace a pastor in one existing church, it was a free evangelical church,
Okay.
where I served for 9 months, allowed us to be part of a group. And there was a time after that I was able to go there for a while, but then there were some weird groups joined also, and the leadership of that fraternal meeting decided to tighten the bolts.
Okay.
And we were asked, because was Calvary Chapel, it was was it another cult from the state?
Sure.
So I was excluded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't try to fight back or whatever.
Yeah.
But the pastor that took after me in that free evangelical church was also an American pastor, and we met him and established a good relationship with him.
Yeah.
And he helped us to go back and vouch for us that we were not going to create disturbances or be weird or.
Yeah. Okay.
So we were able to go back in that group. Yeah.
That's nice. And so, what are the advantages of networking with other local pastors? I've benefited from it a lot.
Uh-huh.
And say maybe other kind of Calvary guys will be watching this. Like, why is it worth it? Why should they go to those local pastoral meetings when there's going to be people that you don't agree with all the way? You might not even go to their church, if you had the option to. But what's the advantage of meeting up, having breakfast, praying with people that you might disagree with on certain things?
Yeah, I think one of the benefits is for the unity of the body of Christ.
Okay.
It's not about Calvary Chapel, it's about Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
And there are many groups that are very sincere and love the Lord, and some of them love the Word too and teach it and preach it. And granted, we might not agree on everything, on their style of worship and things like that, but I think it's important to have those relationships. First of all, you don't feel as isolated.
Yeah.
It's like Elijah syndrome. I'm alone. I'm all alone.
Yeah.
And there is a mix of pity party and pride party. I am the only one. Poor me, I'm alone. But look at me.
I'm the only one. I'm great. Yeah.
And those are, of course, not very good to entertain.
Yeah.
And so we also, I think for the body, for the people, because the churches are small, they don't have a week-long program of activities and stuff. And unfortunately, sometimes we don't have sheep, we have butterflies. But if you know the other churches, you can tell, Sam told me you were at his church last week. How did you like that? And you can, and also for them, they feel that there is a network of Christians, and they also feel less isolated, and they take pride in being a Christian again, because they know there are maybe not thousands, but hundreds maybe of people that believe in Jesus and the Word, and so it encourages the body, and I think it's good I think it's pleasing to the Lord.
Yeah.
And one thing that happens so many times is pastors from the States. There have been many people coming to plant churches in Nice, but usually they don't mingle. They don't ask to know what's going on, and they give American Christianity a bad name, because they are the guys that come. Here I come, I'll show you how to do it. We'll go down the coast and plant a few churches, like if we're playing a game, and usually, a few years later, you hear they're not there anymore. And and also there's an accountability. When you're on mission field, you are far usually from your church, from your elders, and they can now, it's not a problem to pick up the phone, watch them on Skype, but locally, there is a sense of accountability to those guys who all represent God, and it's a good thing.
That bell means that the session's about to start, but what's something else that you've learned? What's something that you'd want to tell a 28-year-old who's about who's in ministry? What should I know?
I think it's we've been reminded of that in that conference. It's about being faithful.
Absolutely.
It's about standing your ground. It's about staying and not putting your expectations, in numbers, but more in your relationship with the Lord, and trusting Him to bring about a harvest in due time. And like you taught, I think, we don't know when due is, but faint not, don't grow away in doing well, and keep the basics. Keep the main point. Jesus is the main point. Teaching the Word. And my pastor, Wayne, was also always very much an encouragement to persevere and say, if you just do those things, eventually, the Lord will bring about a vibrant church. And by His grace, that's, we've been able to verify that. It's not a matter about great skills.
Yeah.
It's not about, incredible talents. It's more about, being a nobody that just does what the Lord has told him to do, and leaving the results with Him. And but it's a blessed adventure. I like my job, but I don't regret the steps I have taken in faith. And pursuing Him only.
That's great. That's great. Well, I've heard really good things about the work in Nice, not from you, but from other people. So it's encouraging, and may God continue to bless it. And thanks for your time.
Thank you, Mike.
And
God bless you too.
Thank you.